Good morning, guys, and welcome back to Dusting Off Warlord, Saga of the Storm, featuring Azhraan the Foul, a dev necromancer from yesteryear, out of a Call to Arms, designed or idea by Derek Pounds. So the idea of dragon ranching, I think, is how do you put this in our playgroup? It's kind of polarizing. A lot of times the game it doesn't even really play out. What I mean is we don't like is the Dragon Rancher going to get going? If he starts getting going, a lot of times our decks, I mean, a couple of them have the ability to power through them, but a lot of times, a lot of the decks we play, we cannot handle. Actually, I guess I should preface this. So, the dragons in Into the Accordlands are not like the dragons in Ancients. There is a very, very big difference between um, these fifth level ones and some of the kind of crazy ones that were released a long time ago, 20 years ago. Um, so most of the games I've played with this have not been played to their conclusion, and the same goes for my opponents who play Dragon Ranching decks. A lot of the times, if they hit critical mass, it's very similar to the Zod problem or the Fate Seeker problem, where if the game is pretty much played to, can you stop them from building up to a certain point? Once they hit that point, the game's probably over. And so we don't generally play a lot of these decks too terribly often. We do sometimes. Yeah, so let's just get into it. Azhraan the Foul, he's a 5th level Deveranian wizard. He's evil, of course. He's got +6 for his attack, 14 armor class, +10 skill, 3 hit points. Again, he's a necromancer. He's actually very, very straightforward. He just has this one ability, React. Once per turn, after a 1st through 3rd level Deveranian in your army is killed, if the character does not have the ethereal trait, that's the planar trait now, he or she is not killed, but is instead moved to the rank behind your last rank. Remove all wounds from the character who permanently gains undead and planar, and -10 armor class. So, I don't know. I'm not saying you can't do this. I don't know if I've ever seen an Azhraan deck that is not dragon wrenching. So, I guess maybe even back in the day before some of the crazy ones came out, I think that's all I saw with this guy. I think if you were gonna do more like quote unquote traditional necromancy stuff, I almost think it's better out of Gandalf the Black, out of Master Isiloth, who is another one that I am quite fond of. Again, the decks are they're like polar opposites of each other. So the plan is going to be basically to build. It's straightforward. It's build up ranks and play dragons, and hope you're able to do that before your formation falls apart. Because yeah, if he starts having to move to the front, like the game's probably over. So, again, unfortunately. This is yet another example of I do not know why I would not be starting some combination of Justinian or Acolyte Dora. It is the dev curse in my opinion. Now I can see very strong arguments for running double Justinian instead of the Dora, because Dora, she's not a legal target for Azhraan if she gets killed. And again, if your ranks start falling apart like that, that could really suck. The Justinian is a legal target. His ability, I think, is usually not as good, but I mean, you could probably mix and matches up however you want. I really do like having at least one character in my rank 2 who is a legal target for Azraan's React. But again, yeah, your mileage may vary. And in the front, just keep it simple. I do not want to be wasting time making defend checks with Dilchet Keeper or repost checks with Deveranian Courtier. We're just doing 3 Shield Wall Knights. It's very, very straightforward. 15 armor class, -6 to his attack. He doesn't even like tempt you into swinging unless it's like unless they're still alive at the end of the turn. And you're swinging at like Brine Fiends or something. So alongside Azraan's ability to kind of turn your characters into ranks, we're running 3 copies of Sir Uwain, a copy of Squire Andres, and a copy of Isadran Warrior. These are all basically doing the same thing. Uwain can enter play in any rank of your army. Squire Andres. I am only like, it looks like his flail doesn't have any spiky bits on the end of the chains. I am just now noticing that. If your warlord is a dev, Andres may interplay in any of your ranks adjacent to a rank in which you have one or more characters. Until he leaves play, his level equals the rank in which he came into play. That part doesn't matter. It's just I can play him in any rank I need to. And the Azhraan Warrior is pretty much a fighter version of the same thing, except he gets an attack bonus. This has been errated, I believe. I don't think this is allowed to interplay lower than its level, which doesn't really matter in this deck. We're just playing him because, again, he helps you build up ranks. Interestingly enough, I don't even think Azhraan is the best Dragon Rancher. I think it's probably Alsara, or yeah, it's probably Alsara. But if you like this kind of rank building, because I think this is funny, you can actually play a very similar deck out of elves, and you can play Nesem. I think his name's Nesemeth or Nemeseth. I can't remember which one. He's basically an elf version of Sir Uwain, and if I could play him in here, I would. You can't play that. Well, I guess you can, but his ability doesn't work because my Azhraan's not an elf. Interesting enough, these Sir Uwains can actually interplay in any rank in an elf deck, so you would lose the Azhraan Warrior and the Andres, but, I mean, you would get a total of 6 copies of this effect instead of 5. Maybe. And then, so we're going to start going up in level after that. We have one other non-dragon character. We have Taxon the Intricate. This guy, he's mostly in here because he's a 5th level wizard. You could probably replace this with a bunch of stuff. I'm racking my brain right now. I think the 5th level wizard that came out of Into the Accord Lands, I think it spends things. His ability is usually not necessary, and again, this happens before you roll initiative, meaning this guy, earliest he's going to go off his turn 2, unless something is causing you to make initiative rolls, you know, and there are some stuff that do that during the order phase. He's an illusionist. His react is, it is kind of cool. Once per turn, before initiative is rolled, if you control more levels of characters in play than any opponent, your initiative roll is a critical success. That's awesome. And Taxon may kill target opposing non-warlord level 1 character. It's not hard in this deck to get his ability to go off, because again, there's so many high-level characters in here. It's just that it usually doesn't matter in my opinion, so critical success on initiative can be nice, but yeah, he's a 5th level wizard, and I kind of need extra wizards in here to do certain things. So, yeah, and then it's just dragons. Good lord, is it dragons? I haven't included any of the new ones. I know there is a dev dragon that I should put in. Actually, there's 2 dev dragons now. There's Tempest Royal and whatever the name of the new one is. I don't know the names of the new cards very well. And I know there's a what is it? There's like a 5th level Merc one. But 5th level dragons are too small. I don't want to do that. Yeah, these are not Into the Accord Lands dragons. So we've got a copy of Siren Spawn and a copy of Ebon Scourge. Siren Spawn basically has Chain Lightning built into it, and it can flap its wings once per turn to move forward or backward. Ebon Scourge, I guess, has like Ball Lightning on crack, like built into him, and he also flies forward. And again, these guys' stats are fairly good. These are like the baby dragons. I guess Blackwind also is a baby dragon. He's a wormling. And he basically has Meteor Swarm built in. I think that a lot of the early dragons were like this. They basically had spells built into them. So, Siren Spawn can, you know, Chain Lightning effect to shoot things back. Ebon Scourge can potentially do double wounds to somebody, you know, in an adjacent rank. And Blackwind can potentially clear out the hordes of, you know, I don't know, rabble characters. The DC is not very high, but that's fine. I think he is actually Into the Accord Lands. But this guy came out a long time ago. He came out in Assassin Strike. So this was the original dragon. I guess technically level 6 is a Golden Peak. I think this is, oh no, I correct myself. This is a good dragon. It's a paladin. It is a fighter and a cleric, and he has a baby Mass Blessing ability that's not really as good. It's really great when this guy casts Mass Blessing for that glorious +6. Really, I think you mostly see Golden Peak because his stats are not amazing, and the bonus to your all your character stats, it doesn't really matter most of the time with this because these are dragons. Like, their stats are already off the charts. I think you mostly see him with oh, I cannot believe I forgot this guy's name, Bran Segula, the ranger and his dragon. You play this with him, and it's yeah, this is I think most of the time what I grab when I play Bran, because this is awesome with him, because yeah, Bran's stats kind of suck. If you don't draw the Kabir, you might be tempted to use his ability to get the extra stats, because yeah, 2 hit points on a fighter that's rough. The other good line dragon we have here is a Verdigris. This is a cleric, and yeah, the classes of the dragons don't really matter. There are some spells they can cast. I don't think it's ever come up. What does he do? I actually don't even use these guys' abilities most of the time. I just punch things with them because it's glorious. Mature adult. He can flap his wings again. Spend order, perform a +7 range strike. Verdigris may perform a +7 range strike against any characters that were adjacent to the target of the first strike. Ready characters hit by these strikes become spent. I don't even know what I would compare this to. But it's awesome. It's potentially him shooting 3+7s. Usually I just punch with him. Actually, again, most of the time, I don't do anything with these dragons at all. It's just as soon as I start throwing them up to the front, the game gets called. So yeah, maybe we should try playing through those a bit more. I'm pretty sure my Robert could handle these guys. But this is my deck, and yeah, we don't generally hand our decks around to each other. So, a couple more level 7s. We have Azhraan, and we have Causticus. Azhraan, again, I think this was the original, like, super big dragon. Actually, no, maybe he wasn't. I can't remember. This is out of Epic Edition, but I know he was in sets before that. He can flap his wings, and basically he can force someone within one rank to make 4 magic saves DC 23. They suffer a wound for each failure. Potentially, I would say potentially good for getting guys whose AC you can't hit, but if they're tanked up like that, their skill is probably really good too. Whatever. Causticus, he can target a character within 2 ranks. They have to make a poison save, or suffer a -5 attack, armor class, and skill. Yeah, it's not really necessary. He's just dragon. Just go eat things with him. Then we got to Dragon Turtle out of 4th edition. I don't even know if Dragon Turtles are really dragons. This guy cannot flap his wings, which sucks. He does have, I think, more hit points than some of the other ones. No, actually, it looks like they've all... The Verdigris only has 4. Golden Peak only has 4, but Golden Peak's level 6. He has power attack. He gets +4 armor class already. I guess that's him, using his turtle shell on the back there to protect himself. Target all characters in an adjacent rank. Each must succeed with a Constitution save, DC 18, or suffer a wound. Characters who fail by 10 or more suffer an additional wound as a water action. This would actually fit really well into all the decks that I try to cram Maddening Scream into, because the save DC is set at 18. It's not based on his skill. So yeah, you can use this as kind of a turbo Blackwind ability. The effect is basically the same, except the DC is higher, and they may suffer 2 wounds from it. So yeah. And then the friggin' odd man out, the Night Mist here, the Ethereal Dragon. He's planar now. It's also undead. He can flap his wings. Actually, he doesn't flap his wings. You have to spend him, but it moves him forward or backward 2 ranks. So it's not as good, I think, most of the time. I guess it is moving you 2 ranks at once, so you don't have to fix in between. I don't know. Actually, Dragon, I should probably drop this guy. This guy is not very good, actually. He's got less attacks than everybody else. His AC is lower. He is planar, but spend order. A warlord within 2 ranks must make a number of magic saves. DC 18 equal to the number of cards in his hand. For each failure, the player must discard a card. DC 18. I guess maybe if there's like a fighter who's only got +7 skill, maybe. Man, I traded for Russell Franz traded me a carcass worm that hasn't. I should probably drop this guy for that. I don't really like this guy very much, but he's a dragon, so he's in right now. Terror Shard, the item removal guy. This guy, he can flap his wings, but he doesn't have wings. He looks more like a what is the word? Not a wyvern. He looks just like a worm because his artwork does not depict him with wings. But yeah, he inflicts additional wound whenever he hits with a melee strike. That's freaking awesome. Spend order to destroy an item up to 2 ranks away. In theory, this is pretty useful, even if it's not a builder person. But again, like, I'm not sure what items these guys are really all that concerned about. I don't know. Yeah, and then we move on to the level 8s. There's 3 of them. There's a Deathwing. This guy, I believe, this was one of the later additions to the deck. One of the later dragons before the game, before AG stopped printing it. May begin the game adjacent to a Dragon Lord, may not equip items. Spend order, target all characters in an adjacent rank. Each must succeed with a magic save, DC 11 or die. That does affect Warlords too, and there's not too many kill Warlord effects. This guy's stats are also pretty awful, though. He's only got 2 strikes. He's only got 20 AC. Maybe that should be the Carcass Worm. I don't know. And then we got the 2 freaking big ones. We have the second runner-up. We have Pyrothraxis out of 4th edition. He's a mature adult. He's got some pretty insane stats. He can't equip items. He may perform fighter action cards. Yeah, I don't think I've ever done that. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that. Order once per turn. Move forward back up to 2 ranks. So he's got the super flight there. And order once per turn, target character within 1 rank must succeed with a magic save, DC 23, or suffer 2 wounds. This is not a spend order, which is pretty awesome. The target may destroy any number of equipped items and gains +10 to the die roll for each one destroyed. The thing about this that's nice is this doesn't spend him to do it. Like, Terror Shard has to spend to break an item. The Deathwing has to spend to try to kill things. This is just an extra stuff he has tacked on. So yeah, this guy can be an asshole. But he's not as much of an asshole as my favorite dragon, Storm Chaser. So... This is like the king dragon in my opinion. So one, I love the artwork. It looks like he has fuzzy like forepaws. I don't know why, but yeah, that's freaking awesome. Again, amazing stat block, made out of equip items. He flaps his wings. He doesn't move 2 ranks, but that's fine. Order once per turn, target a character with one rank who must succeed with a magic save, DC 23, or be stunned. Oh, that's so beautiful. At least it would be if it ever mattered. Again, he's never really done anything because as soon as I can get 2 or 3 of these, the games we usually call it. So, yeah. Now I toyed around with the idea of doing a Supremus in here as well. It feels totally overkill, and it's usually just a hassle, and I don't, yeah. You can do it, and again, you can probably do this much better out of Alisar, and she could probably do it way more consistently. She's got Bem. I mean, I guess I could play Bem in here, but yeah, it's fine. I like this deck. I have fun playing it. So really, this is again just a race to try to get your dragons into play before your ranks fall apart. One card that's really really good for that, and I'm only running improved invisibility. I believe, who did I mention these in? Improved invisibility and stone skin. You can hide behind one of these guys, even one of those level 1 guys with these for a freakishly long period of time. Improved invisibility, just you attach it to a character within 2 ranks. They get stealth, which doesn't really matter in this case, and may not be targeted by characters. Not much gets around this. Like once this is on somebody, and I'm pretty, if memory serves, this is reserved, or not reserved. This is epics. You can only play one. Thank goodness you can only play one of these things. And it lasts until the end of the next turn, so it's a very, very long time. Stone Skin's similar. Stone Skin you can get around. I believe you get around Stone Skin by either shooting them or having a level 8 weapon, I think is what it is. It's something like that. Yeah, and then we've got 3 copies of Sever to Flesh. The dragons can cast these. This is just, again, hopefully between the dice manipulation between Acolyte Dora and Justinian, your Shield Wall Knights stay alive long enough for your dragons to start flooding the table. These help. They don't help super mount, but help is help, so I'll take it. You want to draw your dragons, so we got 3 copies of, actually, no. Am I missing? No, I think it's only 2. 2 copies of Meat at the Inn and 3 copies of extensions. This is one of the reasons why I want to have extra wizards in here, which is, I think, why it's taxed and not something like a Tauren. Because, again, extensions is a spend order. You look at the top 5 cards of your deck, you can retrieve 1 card and put it in your hand, return the remaining cards to either the top or bottom of your deck in any order. Yeah, Rise and Obey would probably be a little bit more useful, but I'm not a summoner, so I can't play it. But it works. I've gotten use out of it. And then we have a crap ton of items. Most of these items are kind of built around, actually not most of them, I guess it's just some of them. Good heavens, man. So we've got 3 copies of Living History and 3 copies of Living Statue. These are just like item versions of those characters to build ranks. You can equip a Living History, and this can potentially help your ranks not fall apart. Its AC is really bad, so it doesn't really help all that much in that regard. Mostly this is maneuvering. You equip this onto Azhraan, you maneuver him backwards, and you fix your rank with it. So it's a very, very ghetto version of a Sir Ywain or any of those other cards. Living Statue is very similar. To spend order, you put this card into play in the rank behind your last occupied rank as a level 1 monster with very crappy stats. Because it's a spend order, again, tax and being a wizard is important, because if you draw 2 of these, or if you get a Living Statue and a extensions, you need a wizard to cast this, and the dragons cannot equip these things. So, yeah, that's more rank building goodness. It's kind of janky, but it's fun. Oh, God. Okay, the rest of the stuff is just completely random. We've got a Robe of the Eyes to help you draw cards. It's level 4. Discard Robe of Eyes and discard a card to draw a card. It's just to help find things. What is this in here for? Ring of Ice. Oh, that's right. This is funny. This is a trolley card. It's a 7th level wizard item. Spend Ring of Ice, target a non-warlord character within 2 ranks. The target must succeed with a magic save, DC 14 or until end of the turn. May not perform actions. It gets +4 armor class and +1 hit point. You just use this on the Shield Wall Knights and it makes them a bit more durable. The extra hit point and the +4 armor class is pretty great. It's funny. I'll just go in order now because I don't think these are. Yeah, it's all just random stuff. Robe of the Plains, very classic card. It's armor. You wound yourself once per turn to cast a wizard spell from your discard pile, and then remove it from the game. Actually, it's not even a wizard spell. You can, I guess, if you were a hybrid wizard cleric, you can cast any spell with this, huh? Yeah, you just use this to try to cast multiple extensions. If you draw Taxon and you draw the robe and you draw an extensions, or I get you can cast improved invisibility, but this does not detach after the effect ends, so the guy would have to die first. But that would be even more just, oh gosh, that would just be even more stalling right there. This is a funny one golem manual out of 4. This is so cute. I don't think it's practical, but I'm playing it anyway. Your constructs get +2 attack, armor class, and skill. There are no constructs in this deck, but spend order, put a character into play from your hand. The character permanently gains the construct trait. It is. I don't think I've ever actually gotten this off, but the idea was to turn one of your dragons into a construct so its stats get even better. Totally unnecessary, and it's not even that big of a bonus. I don't care. I think that's funny. A very detailed Diablo. A very detailed treatise of someone named Loki, apparently a dwarf. Okay, I thought the flavor text on this was different. Yeah, Loki was the item dwarf in 4th edition, so... we got Calix's Heart. It's a unique level 8 item. Spend order once per game, twice for necromancers. Target a character in any discard pile. Make a magic save. DC 4 times the target's level. If successful, that character enters play as if your own and becomes undead. If Calix's Heart leaves play, the target is killed. Why is this in here? What was I doing with this? I haven't actually played this deck in a while. Again, we don't play this too often because it's always just, can Zach get the dragons out? And, can someone kill them? And if not, it's, yeah... What was I doing with this? Because even the baby dragons, that's DC 24 for the level 6s. And I've only got +10 skill. I guess +13 if I've got one of the familiars on. Maybe, what was I using this for? Maybe this was just to try to get back the Shield Wall Knights. I don't know. It seems like I was doing something with this, but I can't remember what it was. Twice per turn for necromancers. Make a magic save. I have no idea. Whatever. Yeah, I suck at this game. I'm not sure why that's in here. Whatever. I do know why this is in here. A Tome of Oblivion. Maybe it's just because these do very similar things. Necromancers get +2 levels for equipping the Tome. It's level 9, so luckily that bonus means he can equip it in rank 3. Once per turn, remove 5 cards from the top of your deck from the game. Retrieve a character from your discard pile and put it into play. I think that may just be what the Calix... I think this is just trying to stall more. This seems very impractical. I don't know what I was thinking with this. You can get the dragon back with Tome of Oblivion, but it enters play all the way in the back. And again, the dragons don't really die. Huh. Whatever. We got a copy of Staff of Secrets. This is just draw hate. It's level 5 weapon. You spend it as a react after a character performs an action to draw or retrieve a card from their deck. Cancel the action. And then spend order until end of the turn. Card effects may not be used to draw cards. I mostly just use the first part of this, and you don't really use it too terribly often. Just the fact that it's there stops people from playing card draw effects, unless they have more than one. And then some why are these in here? Good lord. A copy of Ring of Vorn. I can see the ring, kind of. I don't know why I have 2 copies of Bloodsteeds in here. I don't really know how much I'm moving with him. These should probably be practically any. Again, the ring can probably stay. These should probably come out. I don't know what I would replace them with. Maybe Orb of Dragonkind? I don't know. Although that would require me to move too, so I don't know. Yeah, there really is not too much more to say about this. I would not consider this to be one. It's kind of frantic when you're playing it because it's like, oh god, build ranks, bring dragons, but it's like, it's not very interesting. It's almost like a solitaire deck where like you're not really interacting with your opponent too much. We really need to try playing some of these games out a bit more, I think. Because I'm guilty of this too. Like when my buddy's playing his dragon ranching deck, it's like I think only one person has one. One other person besides me has one. And it's just like as soon as the dragons start coming out, it's like, yeah, I can't chew through that. Again, my Robert can, and that's a game, but a lot of the other decks I play, I literally cannot handle the armor class and the hit points. So yeah, a couple alternate. Again, the Bloodseas, what would I replace those with? Let's do some theory crafting on the fly here. I could use more draw. I could probably replace one of those with another meat at the inn. So one meat at the inn, what would this be? What would the other one be? I could play a Call Forth Valor, and I can play that even though I'm not a summoner, but it wouldn't be as good. It would probably be better than this. I don't know what I was thinking with these. There had to have been a reason why I was playing those, but I can't remember for the life of me what it was. These also did get reprinted, and the flavor text on this old one's freaking awesome. Sins cast long shadows if your eyes are sharp, says Natural Hate. I don't think this has ever been printed until Into the Accorlands outside of the base set. It's great artwork. Who did this? Jim Pavlek. Okay, at this point I'm waffling. That is Azhraan the Foul. That's what I'm doing with him. Again, I think you could probably build a better Dragon Ranching deck out of some other Warlord, but I like Azhraan the Foul. I think this deck is this is just my take on him. So dragons. So thanks for checking this out, guys. God bless you, and I will catch you in the next video.